Hi, 7th grade. Welcome to lesson 8-6, solve problems involving area of a circle. By the end of the lesson, I want you to be able to say, I can solve problems involving the area of a circle. Let's explore it. Latoya cut a circle into 8 equal sections and arranged the pieces to form a shape resembling a parallelogram. How is the base length of the new shape related to the circumference of the circle? Well, if we see this base shape, they already tell us it's 1/2 the circumference. Here's our circumference. All the way around is the circumference, so the base of the shape is half of that. So let's see, base is equal to 1/2 circumference. How is the height of the new shape related to the radius of the circle? They're equal. The height is the same thing as one of the radii. Since this new shape was made from a circle, use the information from the diagram and the formula of the area of a parallelogram to discover the formula of the area of a circle. So area stays the same, but instead of base, we're going to use 1/2 circumference times radius, because that's the height. But we know circumference is pi d or pi r, pi 2r. So let's write that. Area equals 1/2 pi d times r, or area equals 1/2 pi 2r r. So now we can clean that up a bit. 1/2 times 2 cancel each other out because that becomes 2/2, which is 1 whole. So then area equals pi, and r times r is r squared. So this is the formula for area of a circle. You know how we have cherry pie delicious? Well, guess what? Apple pies are too. Use the formula. The formula A equals BH can be used to find a good estimate for the area of a cutout diagram. What would happen to this estimate if the circle were cut into 100 sections, 1,000 sections? The smaller the section, the more accurate the estimate is. All right, example number 1. Solve problems involving area of a circle. The floor of a new butterfly conservatory will be a circle with an 18-foot radius. The material for the floor will cost $3.95 per square foot. About how much will the floor cost? First, we have to find the area. So we're going to use our apple pies R2. Area equals pi r squared. Plug in 3.14 for pi. Plug in 18 for the radius. Following the steps of PEMDAS, we don't have any parentheses, but we do have an exponent. So the first step is to do 18 squared, which gives us 324, and then we multiply. So the area of the floor of the new conservatory is about 1,018 square feet. So now we got to figure out how much the floor is going to cost. Well, if each foot is $3.95, and we have 1,017.36 of them, we will multiply to get the total cost of the floor. So the total cost of the floor will be about $4,000 and $4,021. Try it. At a school play, there's a spotlight above the center of the floor that covers a lighted area with a radius of 7 feet. What is the area covered by the spotlight? First step, write the formula. Apple pies are 2. Cherry pie delicious, apple pies are 2. Area equals pi r squared. The second step is to plug in anything you know. They want us to use 22/7 for pi. That is equivalent or approximate to 3.14. And then we plug in the radius, so 7 squared. PEMDAS tells me to do 7 squared first. That gives me 49. And if we do 22/7 times 49/1, we get out, let's see, do 22 times 49 gives us 1,079. 7 times 1 is 7. 1,078, I'm sorry. Divide that by 7. We get 154. So the area covered by the spotlight is about 154 square feet. If the diameter of the circle is given, how would you find the area? First, you would divide the diameter by 2, because that would give you the radius. Then you would write the formula. Which the formula is area equals pi r squared. Then you substitute and solve. Example number 2. Use area to find radius and diameter. The athletic department wants to paint the school's mascot logo on the gym locker room wall. They start by painting a solid blue circle on the wall. What is the maximum diameter of the logo if only 1 quart of blue paint is used? So 1 quart of blue paint covers 78.5 feet squared. That is our area. So we're going to write our formula, area equals pi r squared, and plug in what we know. We know that the area is 78.5. We're going to use 3.14 for pi, and we don't know what r is. Then we want to solve for r, so we need to get rid of the squared, and we need to get rid of the 3.14. The squared is touching it, so we're going to divide by 3.14 on both sides. It cancels out on the right, so r squared equals 25. Then the last step is to take the square root of both sides. Remember, there's that button on your calculator, and r equals 5. So the radius is 5 feet, which means the diameter can be 10 feet. Remember, the diameter is twice the radius. Use circumference to find the area of a circle. Allie needs new grass and the circular pen for her chickens. What is the area of the pen? Well, if we have 176 feet of fencing, that means our circumference is 176. So in order to find the area, we need to know radius, but we only know circumference. So we have to work backwards, remembering our circumference is 2 pi r, or we like to use circumference equals pi 2r, means the same thing. Plug in what you know. 176 is the circumference. 2, then we use 22 over 7 for pi. Multiply those together, we get 44 over 7. Then we need to multiply by the reciprocal, because these will cross cancel. So then r equals 28. But that doesn't solve our problem. We want to know the area. So again, apple pie is r2. Plug in what you know using 22 over 7 for pi. We just found out 28 was the radius. Do the exponent first, and then you get area equals 2,464. Try it. A. How far can a person live from a radio station and hear its broadcast if the original signal covers an area of 40,000 square miles? Write your answer as a whole number. So we know that area equals pi r squared. So now we're going to plug in what we know. We know 4,000 equals, and we can choose what to use for pi. I like to use 3.14. We're trying to find r. So we need to get rid of the squared and the 3.14. First thing we do is divide by 3.14. Cancels out on the right. 4,000 divided by 3.14 is 1,273.89 if you round. And that's r squared. Last step is to square root. And that gives us 35.69. And they wanted us to write our answer as a whole number. So we're going to round it to 36 miles. Because we wanted to find the radius, because that would be the radio station. And this is the area that the radio station covers. So the farthest you could live from the radio station would be the radius. B. What circular area is covered by the signal if the circumference is 754 miles? So we know circumference equals pi 2r, pi 2r, because it's pi d. So circumference equals 3.14 times 2 times r, but I actually do know the circumference, so I don't want to write that. I want to write 754. My next step is going to be to multiply. So 754 equals 6.28 times r. And we divide both sides by 6.28. Cancels out on the right. R equals 754. R equals about 120. That doesn't answer my question. They want to know what the circular area is. So we will find area. Area equals pi r squared. Plug in what we know. I don't know the area. I'd like to use 3.14 for pi. And the radius we just found was 120. So I'm going to square 120. Because in PEMDAS, that squaring comes first. And that gives us 14,400. Last step, multiply that by pi, 3.14. And our area is about 45,216. All right. Key concept. You can find the area of a circle using the formula A equals pi r squared, where r is the radius. Common approximations for pi are 3.14 and 22/7. Okay, 7th grade, let's say it. I can solve problems involving the area of a circle. Have a great day.